Hi guys, I'm Talisa with Talisa Aquarist, and today I wanted to help answer a very commonly asked question within the aquarist world, and that is, what size of tank should a betta fish be kept in? It is a great question. It's a question I've asked myself for years, and after 6.5 years of caring for betta fish, I have formed an opinion. Now, this is just my opinion. I'm sure I know for a fact there are people out there that disagree with me. But today I thought I would just give you guys my opinion on what size of fish tank a betta fish should be kept in. And my answer to that question would be, it depends on the betta fish. So in this tank in front of us, I have a 20-gallon and I have one female betta fish in there. Now, she does great in a bigger tank because she is smaller and has shorter fins, and so therefore she's more active. Now, right over here, I have a 3-gallon tank with a betta fish in it. Now, he's not in here long term, but this is a great size of tank for a betta fish with very heavy fins. As you can see, he is a veil tail. He has longer fins, but they're not super heavy and like weighing him down like they would with a half moon betta. This is Skipper. I just brought him home last week. But this is a good size for a betta fish that has maybe a swimming disability, or, well, actually not this tall. If you have a betta fish with a swimming disability, don't get a tank that's this tall. But if he has heavy fins and doesn't do much swimming, a 3-gallon is a great size for a betta fish. I know most people say, oh, a minimum of 5 gallons. I don't say that. It really just depends on the betta fish. Up here, I have two 5.5-gallon tanks with betta fish in them, and both of them are older and slower, and so they're just in smaller tanks. They're in 5.5-gallon tanks. Over here is another 5.5-gallon tank, and the one thing that I will say, it does depend on the betta fish, the size of the tank, but something that every betta fish needs, regardless, is a heavily planted tank. Now, it doesn't have to look this heavily planted, but you do want to have a lot of plants in the tank because it makes the betta fish feel more comfortable. They have more room to explore, they have more stimulation, and they're just not as nervous. So therefore, if they're more comfortable, they're less prone to diseases. And right here, I have a 10-gallon fish tank with a male betta in it. Finley lives in here. He's back here behind this plant. He'll probably come out and say hi in a bit. But he is in a 10-gallon tank. He is a half moon with heavier fins, but he's young and energetic still. So a 10-gallon tank is a great size for him. And you'll notice I have a lot of plants in here that he can lay on. So it is not an issue. And right here, I have a 6.5-gallon tank with Fable in it. She's a female betta fish. She has shorter fins. And she could be in a much larger tank, but I have her next to Finley because I'm trying to prepare them for breeding. I'm trying to condition them, and she is in no way being harmed by being kept in a tank this size. 6.5-gallon is great for her. I would prefer to keep her in a bigger tank, but she's just fine in this. And right here, I have a 2.5-gallon tank, so very small for a betta fish, but you'll notice Marble here is not able to swim very well. So I have it heavily planted. He loves to go up there and lay in the rotala there in the back. And he is happy in this tank. If I kept him in a smaller or in a bigger tank, he could potentially drown. I just have a little light hook to the top. And this is smaller than what I'd want to keep most betta fish in. But once again, it always comes back to what the betta fish is most comfortable in. He is most comfortable in a smaller tank because of his swimming deformity. Over here, I have a 3-gallon fish bowl. And it looks pretty small, right? However, this is a perfect size for a betta fish with very heavy fins. He still has plants to swim around in and explore, and he has driftwood to rest on. He has some moss on this rock he can also rest on. So for a betta fish that doesn't like doing a lot of swimming but still is curious and swims around and explores, a 3-gallon fish bowl is a great size. There's a heater and light on here. I don't have filters in any of my betta fish tanks because they are ecosystem tanks. They're dirted tanks, and there's not enough fish in the tanks to warrant having a filter on it. So I hope this video was helpful to you guys. When someone asks what size they should keep a betta fish in, I would say use your best judgment. You know your fish, you know how much he swims, you know what his activity levels are. The only thing I would say is make sure the tank is very heavily planted. You could even keep a betta fish comfortably in a 75-gallon tank, and that's actually something I'm planning to do down the road. But you would need a lot of plants in there, and even if the betta fish has heavy fins, you can have enough plants that are all up at the top for him to lay in. So would he be more comfortable in a smaller tank? Probably, but it's not going to harm him to be kept in that big of a tank. He will just do a lot less swimming, and as long as he has places to rest near the surface, he'll be good. You could keep female betta fish in a 40-gallon, 20-gallon. You can all the way down to a 5-gallon. I wouldn't keep an active female in anything smaller than a 5-gallon. And I wouldn't keep an inactive male betta fish with heavy fins in anything larger than probably a 5 or 10-gallon. You know, if you absolutely have to, you could keep them in a larger tank if you don't have a smaller tank on hand, right? But you're just going to risk them becoming fatigued easily and just not active at all and not happy with their tank. You'll find that if you put them in a smaller tank, they explore more. Thank you guys for watching this video, and if you like this content and would like to see more content like this, please subscribe.